Good morning, everybody. Greetings from the beautiful Market Square Arena in the capital city of Indiana. This is Indianapolis, and these are the state championship games of the 5th annual IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament. 4 teams have survived, and they converge on Market Square this morning, this afternoon, and tonight to determine the championship of girls basketball for 1980. I'm Hilliard Gates. Jan Carter and Joe McConnell will be joining us in just a few moments as we cover all the action from Indianapolis of this 5th annual Girls Basketball Championship. The 4 surviving teams have posted a combined total of 87 victories and only 8 losses. In the opening game this morning, the 2nd-ranked team in the state of Indiana, the Southport Cardinals, will go against the unbeaten Marion Giants. The second game, it'll be Twin Lakes, the Indians, and they will play the Olympians of Columbus East High School. They are the 4 survivors of semi-state championship games around the great state of Indiana last Saturday afternoon and last Saturday night. So the opener, Southport Marion, the second game, Twin Lakes and Columbus East. We're delighted that you joined us. We expect a marvelous day of basketball in Indianapolis, and we'll be talking to Jan Carter, who will be our expert commentator, along with the coaches of the rival teams in the opening game here this morning. We'll be doing that in just a moment.
Did you know that coal generates 94% of the electricity used in Kentucky, 64% in Illinois, 97% in Ohio, 69% in Michigan, and 98% in Indiana? Coal is our country's most abundant energy source. So as long as we keep mining it, we'll never have to worry about the lights going out. Amex Coal Company, energy for today and tomorrow.
We hear a lot about the future of downtown Fort Wayne. Some of it's talk, some of it's action, some of it's fact, some of it's rumor. Knowing exactly what to believe can be a little puzzling. That's when you need the area's most experienced television news staff at News Center 33. They know the decision makers. And because of News Center 33's reputation for integrity, when they ask questions, they get answers, then report the whole picture to you with none of the pieces missing. News Center 33, suddenly it all comes together.
Jan Connor is our expert commentator for our telecasts, all 3 here today, and she's the basketball coach at Benton Central High School. In her 4th year, has done an outstanding job with that organization. Her team was eliminated in the regional plateau of the 5th annual IHSAA Girls Basketball Championship. And Jan, we're delighted to be working with you. You're knowledgeable in the game of girls basketball. You're a lovely young lady, and we're just happy to have you with us today.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here. It's always so exciting to come to state finals. I'd lots rather be on the floor coaching, but this is great.
Tell us a little about your team this year.
My team went 17-2 this season. We were ranked number 7 in the state at the last poll, and right before the regional, my 6-foot center, who was honorable mention All-State this year, she sprained her ankle the day before the regional and was unable to play. But we still had an outstanding season, and I'm very proud of the girls. And I only have 1 senior, so we'll be back.
Jan, let's talk about the Final Four. It represents girls basketball from the great state of Indiana. We have an undefeated team, the Marion Giants. We have 2 teams that have lost only 2 games and 1 team that has lost only 4 games. That's a representative allotment of girls basketball teams.
Oh, this is always the best. The Final Four is always the best teams. They have endured the pressure. They have come a long way, and I know a lot about Twin Lakes. We played them twice this season, and they're a fine team. I know Marion is big and strong. They're standing right here. They're awful big. And Southport has always been tough, and I've known about Southport for a few years now, and they've always been great. I really like Amy Matheny. She is just a fabulous player. And Columbus East, I like their coach. Their coach is she knows a lot of what she's doing, and I expect some just fantastic 3 games here today.
Jan, you talked about size. The other 3 teams are not big, however.
No, I know Twin Lakes is not very big, but they make up for it with lots and lots of hustle. And Cindy Young can make up for 4 or 5 players, in my opinion. And Columbus East is almost the same. They are almost matched up exactly with Twin Lakes. And, of course, Southport is always quick.
We have outstanding individuals. You talked about Cindy Young of Twin Lakes, but we have other outstanding young ladies in this tournament.
definitely. I know I spoke about the Matheny girl. She's really good. The Mallender girl from Southport is also very good.
And may not play today.
That's right. I understand she hurt her knee, and she may not be able to play at all. That'll hurt. She is a very outstanding player. She's a shooter. I think she's like their leader on the floor. And as far as Marion's concerned, I really don't know about them.
Well, it's a little more balanced, and Columbus East has the Stack girl, and she is just a marvelous basketball player.
She can hit from any place. I saw her warm up, and she is unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
Well, we'll be looking forward to the techniques and your expert analysis of what goes on the basketball court here today. Thank you for joining us, Jan.
Thank you.
That was Jan Connor, who will be our expert commentator during our telecast here today. We'll be right back talking to Sally Lizey, the basketball coach of the Marion Giants, in just a moment.
To make America go, let coal to it.
Coal costs less than half the price of imported oil for producing electricity. We have the technology for producing oil, gas, even gasoline directly from coal. And we have enough coal to do all these things for hundreds of years. There is an answer to the energy problem, and coal's ready.
We're America's answer. We're coal.
Tonight, TV 33 brings you something extra. Following Purdue basketball, stay tuned at 7:30 for the IHSAA Girls Basketball Championship. Hilliard Gates joins the team of broadcasters bringing you this exciting sporting event. Next at 10, Prime Time Saturday looks at small business criticisms of FTC regulations. Then at 11, catch up on the day's news, weather, and sports with News Center 33. Saturday night and every night, it's TV 33.
The coach of the lone unbeaten girls basketball team in the state of Indiana in this tournament is Sally Lizey, the coach of the Marion Giants. Sally, congratulations on a really great year.
Well, thank you, Hilliard. It's really been a fantastic year, a lot of fun for us, and we're just really glad to be here at Market Square Arena.
You have good balance on your basketball team. Not particularly large in some areas, but I think your overall starting lineup will be the largest among the four teams.
Yes, I think so. A 6-foot center, a 5'9" forward, and the rest of us are about 5'6" or 5'7", but I think a real strong point is that all 5 girls can score, and our opponents won't be able to key on just one girl.
You also have a fine young lady who plays good defense.
Yes, we do. In fact, we feel like all of them do, and we're just awfully proud of them.
Sally, a little bit about your record, 24-0. I notice you're averaging 58 points a game offensively. You have the best defensive record of the quartet of teams in this championship here today, allowing the opposition under 41 points a game. That gives you almost an 18-point spread in each game.
Right. Well, our goal was to try and keep a 40-point spread on our opponents as far as only allowing them 40 points. However, last Saturday we had to scare Villars out of Bishop Lures, and we just felt they were an excellent team. But Hilliard, we practice every week on late game situations, and I think it really helped us through that Lures game.
Lures actually gave you your toughest battle of the entire season. It went overtime.
Absolutely, and the kids just didn't give up, and Lures is an excellent ball team.
What about your basketball team? What can we expect to see? Is it a combined team effort? Do you put pressure in the backcourt? What can we expect to see here today?
Well, I think you'll see a total team effort from all the girls. We feel like we play good defense, although we're probably going to have to zone today because we feel like Southport's probably a little quicker than we are. We'll also be keying on the rebounds. I think that'll be a real key to the basketball game on who wins as far as controlling the boards, because Southport loves to run, and you may see us run a little bit too today.
Sally, the Marion Giants boys team won back-to-back state championships a few years ago with Bill Green. That has to give the school momentum even for the girls program.
Absolutely, Hilliard, and I must mention that the first year the boys tournament was played in Market Square was in 1975 when the boys won that tournament, so we're hoping a little bit of Giant magic is still here.
Sally, good luck to you and the Marion Giants.
Thank you a lot, Hilliard.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That was Sally Lizey, the basketball coach of the Marion Giants. Marilyn Ramsey is the coach of the Southport Cardinals, and she's come over to join us. And this is my first opportunity to meet her and congratulate her on a brilliant 23-2 record. Marilyn, I know you're proud of your young ladies and getting to the Final Four.
Well, I sure am, Hilliard. They're a beautiful young group of ladies.
You lost 2 games during the regular season, but you avenged those losses, I see, in the tournament.
That's correct. One to Perry Meridian, one to North Central.
So you got back at Indianapolis North Central in the championship game of the semi-state?
That is correct.
And tell us a little bit about your basketball team. I understand that you may have some injury misfortune here.
Well, Linda Mallender will be seeing some limited action in this afternoon's game due to an injury occurring in practice here at Market Square this week. but she's been given the okay by her doctor to go ahead with some action, so she'll be in there on a portion of time.
Marilyn, will you start her?
No, she will not be starting. But we have an outstanding performance from Jane Wheeler from last semi-state, and she's going to be taking her place. Of course, obviously not at the guard spot, but we'll be just switching her offense just a little bit to adjust to Jane Wheeler's presence instead of Linda Malinder's.
What is the key in this game for you against Marion? Is it your rebounding?
No, it's not our rebounding. We're going to have to depend on offensive punch from the outside, probably. We're very definitely outsized by Marion. We're hoping the quickness will still be there, even though Linda's going to be hampered to a certain extent.
With the Malinder girl out of action, the Wheeler girl will replace her, and that will be your starting lineup then, with Wheeler in place of Malinder?
Yes.
And everybody else in pretty good shape?
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations on a great year. I know this is a tremendous thrill to bring your team this far in this tournament. In the Final Four, you're the second-rated team in the state of Indiana, and you've got to be very proud of these young ladies.
I certainly am. I just hope we can prove our position at the end of the day.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Marilyn Ramsey, the basketball coach of the Southport Cardinals. We'll be back at Market Square Arena with more in just a moment.
It's magic, right? We just flip on a switch and instantly we have lights, heat, television, the works. But you know, electricity isn't magic. It must be produced. In most of the Midwest, electricity is generated by steam power, water heated by coal-fired boilers. So we can keep right on doing our little magic act as long as we keep on mining coal. Amex Coal Company, energy for today and tomorrow.
The 33 Movie Theater presents Big G Week. Gable and Grant. Cary Grant. Very sophisticated Cary. Clark Gable. Very smooth Clark. 5 movies featuring 2 of Hollywood's greatest legends, Clark Gable and Cary Grant. Monday through Friday at 4 on the 33 Movie Theater.
About 17,300 seats in Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, and this is the first time this girls' championship tournament has been played in this magnificent arena, which will also be the scene of the NCAA basketball championship in the latter part of March. Right now, the crowd has not filled this arena. We don't expect perhaps more than 12 or 13,000 fans, but they are accommodated in excellent comfort. There is tremendous enthusiasm here, and I know it will be exhibited throughout the arena as well as throughout the great Midwest on television. So stay tuned, as we'll be back at Market Square Arena with the opening game of the state championship in girls basketball for 1980. It'll be Southport Cardinals playing over an injury to their #1 player, Linda Malinder, against the unbeaten Marion Giants in the opening game, and the second game it'll be Twin Lakes, the Indians, and they go against the Olympians of Columbus East High School. Those are the pairings. We have a 17th rated team, a 2nd rated team, a 9th rated team, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
You've been watching Before the Tip-Off, brought to you in part by Amex Coal Company, mining energy for today and tomorrow.
Ladies, start your ovens. Sharp presents the top 5 microwave ovens. In 4 of the ovens, you have to turn the food to get even cooking. But there is one that turns the food so you don't have to. Sharp's Carousel. And while Sharp has a temperature probe and auto touch controls with memory, only Sharp has the Carousel system. If they knew then what they know now, they'd look at Sharp Carousel. It turns the food so you don't have to.
Sharp Carousels from 288 at White Swan Hardware, Fort Wayne, and Rogers TV, Warsaw.
Schenkel's All-Star Dairy is big on quality and freshness. That's why they're one of just a few dairies to still produce real chocolate milk. Not a watered-down chocolate drink, but real nutritious chocolate grade A milk. And of course, it's vitamin A and D enriched, as are all of Schenkel's milk products. The kids love it cold. The whole family loves it as hot chocolate. Schenkel's All-Star Dairy's real chocolate milk. It's big on quality and freshness.
Joe Payton, Bob Ford report the action as the Purdue Boilermakers take on Illinois tonight at 5:30 on SportsCenter 33.
TV 33, Fort Wayne.
Marion, this is
The Indiana High School Athletic Association proudly presents another championship event. Your network hosts are the Coca-Cola Bottlers of Indiana. Coke adds life to watching sports on TV. Farm Bureau Insurance and the more than 500 Farm Bureau insurance agents located throughout the state of Indiana. And American Fletcher National Bank. American Fletcher says, we want to be your bank.
Again, everyone, my name is Joe McConnell, and for the third straight year, I'm privileged to bring you the play-by-play this afternoon and tonight of the 1980 Girls IHSA Basketball Championships from Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Working with me today will be Jan Connor, who's the head basketball coach at Benton Central. And Jan, in this first ball game between Southport and Marion, the Cardinals of Southport, the number 2 ranked team in the state, but they're going to be shorthanded today. Linda Mallender, their fine forward, apparently is going to miss this game with a knee injury, and this could be a big difference.
Yes, it could. I know I heard a lot about Linda Mallender, and she's a fine player, great shooter, and I feel she's like their leadership on the floor, and it's going to hurt a lot. But I talked to Marilyn Ramsey, and she says that the rest of the girls are really coming along, and they hope to make up for her loss.
Well, Southport is the highest ranked quintet in this Final Four. They finished second in the rankings, 23-2 overall, and they'll be led by Amy Matheny. She has averaged about 16.5 points a ball game. She is an all-purpose type of player, and she'll have to carry double duty today. Also with me, joining me for another telecast, is veteran broadcaster from Fort Wayne, Hilliard Gates. Hilliard, you've seen a lot of these. Not too many of the girls. This is only the 5th time that the girls have played for the basketball championship, but the first time at Market Square Arena.
Well, we're looking forward to it. This is our 5th consecutive year covering this IHSAA Girls Basketball Championship. A lot of great talent here, marvelous coaching, and tremendous enthusiasm. I think it'll be an excellent day.
I think you can tell when the girls are beginning to grow up because there's only one undefeated team in the Final Four this year. In past years, there have been 3 or 4 that have been unbeaten. I think it's getting tougher all the way around.
Joe, it is. In Warsaw, the number 1 rated team only lost 1 game, and that was at the semi-state level in Fort Wayne last week.
Hilliard, let's hope we have 3 very close, highly competitive ball games.
We have a great chance of having just that.
We'll be back in just a moment with the starting lineups and the tip-off of this afternoon's first ball game between the Southport Cardinals and the Marion Giants in just a moment.
Will the memories linger? How soon will the photographs fade? Have the years slipped through our fingers? Has tomorrow become yesterday?
How quickly the days turn into years. That's why you should talk to your Farm Bureau insurance agent about life insurance before tomorrow becomes yesterday.
Has tomorrow become yesterday?
Mr. Green?
Yeah.
You need any help?
Mm-mm.
Want my Coke?
No.
Really, you can have it.
Okay. Thanks.
That's the way it should be. I like to say,
see you around.
The whole world is smiling with me. Coca-Cola has life. Have a Coke and a
Wow, thanks, Mean Joe.
My class just learned a valuable lesson in home economics. I actually showed them how this pound of Eckrich smoked sausage weighs more than this pound of chuck roast. They look the same, right? Now, cut away the bone. See, you get more meat with Eckrich. No bone, no waste. And you know, Eckrich uses only selected cuts of quality meat. It's fully cooked to save you time. And look at all the delicious dishes we made. Eckrich smoked sausage. That's a lesson in value you love.
Joe McConnell along with and Hilliard Gates back at Market Square Arena, where we're just about set for the first ball game this afternoon between the Marion Giants, winners of the Fort Wayne Northrop semi-state, and the Southport Cardinals, who won the Ben Davis semi-state to advance into this final round of 4. The color guard is standing by. We'll have the starting lineups following the playing of our national anthem, and then play-by-play will be underway. In the second game, it'll be Columbus East, the Olympians, whose boys football team won the AAA IHSA 1979 football championships against the Twin Lakes Indians. All 4 of these teams are venturing into the Final Four for the first time, so we'll have a first-time ever champion this year. In the first 4 years of the girls basketball tournament, we had only 2 winners. The Warsaw Ball Club won year 1 and years 3, and East Chicago Washington won last year and also won the second year they had the tournament, so there will be a new winner, a first-time winner this year. And now for our national anthem.
We'll have the presentation of the colors a little bit later on, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we'll present the members of the teams.
Well, we're going to have the starting lineups now.
Presenting, first of all, the Marion Giants.
They will run through the entire roster of 12 in the afternoon game, and then just the starters tonight in the championship tilt.
Please meet Shelley Rogers, number 12. Rose Wolfen. Jill Bradford. Kimberly Luster. Ann Jones. Andrea Alter. And Joyce Hudson.
Now for the starters.
Now presenting the starters for the Giants of Marion. At the guard position, number 22, Kathy Thomas.
Kathy, a 6'2" senior, I think that 5'2" inches tall, averages 8.1 a ball game.
Also in at guard, number 20, Drew Barnes.
Drew is a 5'5" senior, averaging 12.3 a ball game and a 54% shooter from the
forward
floor.
positions, number 10, Judy Burns.
Judy Burns, a 5'6" junior, averaging 13.5 a game.
Number 15, Linda Williams.
At 5'9", a junior, Linda shooting at 5 points a ball game.
And the center, number 25, Trina Key.
A 6-foot sophomore, Trina, averaging 13.8 and 9 rebounds a game. And there's Sally Lizzie. In 5 years as head coach of the Marion Giants, she has won 83 times and lost 27. Now the Southport Cardinals, coached by Marilyn Ramsey.
Number 14, Rhonda Lowry. Number 13, Datha Harris. Number 4, Jill Boss. Number 23, Tracy Kettler. Number 20, Linda Malander.
And here's Linda Malander, averaging 18.8 a ball game.
Number 10,
barely able to make it out to
Hall.
midcourt. Oh, what a shame.
Number 30, Veronica Embry. Now for the starters. At the forward positions, make it the guard positions, Ann Matheny, number 22.
The Matheny gal now will have to carry the load. She's averaging 16.6 a game, a 5'4" inch senior.
Laura Krieger, number 21.
Laura Krieger at 5'7", a senior, averaging 8 points a ball game.
At the forwards, number 15, Jane Wheeler.
Jane Wheeler, a 5'10" junior, averaging just over 2 points a game, will start in place of Linda Malander.
At the other forward, number 24, Misty Hiddle.
Here's a freshman in the starting lineup at 5'8", Misty Hiddle, averaging 8.3 and better than 7 rebounds a game. And Lisa Callahan, the center at 5'8", a senior, averaging just over 5 points a ball game. Marilyn Ramsey, the coach, in her 5th year at Southport, at 188 and lost 15.
Joe, for a minute I thought the reason that we didn't have the color guard, they were still celebrating at Lake Placid, New York.
What a wonderful night. Of course, we're here to broadcast basketball, but that hockey game had to be one of the biggest thrills I've ever had in my life here.
Well, I can understand that.
We are honored to have joining us in this ceremony today members of the Mooresville High School Color Guard and Band. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
be back with a play-by-play of this afternoon's first ball game between Southport and Marion. And one of your network hosts for today's telecast is American Fletcher, National Bank.
182-day money market certificates from American Fletcher are easier to get because we're easier to get too, with 60 convenient locations. You can invest in one in less time than it takes to open a checking account. We'll even send you a monthly interest check. Invest $10,000 or more today, and you'll earn at this high rate for this annual effective yield. Why does American Fletcher make investing in money market certificates so easy? Easy. We want to be your bank.
You don't need a poet to let a friend know you care, because there's an American greetings card from Hooks for just about every wish, thought, or feeling you might want to express. Feelings of joy, of sorrow, thoughts for today, and hopes for tomorrow. You'll find them all at Hooks. So you never need to play the poet at Hooks. All you need to do is care.
Ladies, start your ovens. Sharp presents the top 5 microwave ovens. In 4 of the ovens, you have to turn the food to get even cooking. But there is one that turns the food so you don't have to. Sharp's Carousel. And while Sharp has a temperature probe and auto touch controls with memory, only Sharp has the Carousel system. If they knew then what they know now, they'd look at Sharp Carousel. It turns the food so you don't have to.
Sharp Carousels from 288 at White Swan Hardware, Fort Wayne, and Rogers TV, Warsaw.
Well, the two key players for Marion in this first ball game will be the 6-foot sophomore center, Trina Keys, who's averaging 56% of her shots from the floor and a 13.8 scoring average. There's Trina on the right. And Drew Barnes, who pulled down 37 rebounds in the 2 semi-state victories at Fort Wayne Northrop last week. Our officials for the first ball game this afternoon, Harry Northington and Susan Dufresne. They will be working the ball game this afternoon in game 1.
Joe, Marilyn Ramsey said without her great scorer, Linda Mallender, at least starting the ball game here today, and judging by the way she ran out on the floor, I doubt if we'll see her in competitive action too much here this afternoon, but she's going to have to get a lot of movement and also try to hit from the outside.
Got a quick look at Amy Matheny there, who we mentioned is going to have to carry double duty this afternoon. There's a look at Linda Mallender's knee, and boy, what an unfortunate thing. Jan, of course, you were an athlete, and you're now the coach at Benton Central, and you know how much it means to these gals or any kind of athlete to get yourself psyched up for a key event like this and all of a sudden have to miss it.
The same thing happened to my team, and it's almost impossible to get your girls up this quickly. But Marilyn Ramsey told me before the game that she thinks that Linda Mallender is able to play, that she's just a little scared right now.
Southport in the basic white uniforms with maroon trim. Marion in their basic purple uniforms with the yellow and white trim. We're all set to go here at Market Square Arena, game 1 of the afternoon session. Trina Keys contesting the opening tap with Jane Wheeler, who's starting in place of Linda Mallender for Southport. And we're underway, and the Giants pick up the ball. A shot underneath is missed. Rebound Keys, and she scores. Trina Keys with a first key rebound, if you will. And Marion breaks out on top 2-0.
Tallest player on the floor.
Matheny, baseline right. Out over the top. They'll try to work Matheny loose. The point guard is Laura Krieger, and she misses from 18, and Trina Keys high in the air to yank it down. She's got a 26-inch vertical leap.
She's definitely going to be, I believe, the difference in this ball game.
A baseline shot, in and out, no good by Drew Barnes. Rebound Southport. Holding it up now is Lisa Callahan.
They blocked Trina Keys off the board that time.
Matheny at the point, fires a running 17-footer, and she banked it in, and we're tied at 2 apiece. Amy Matheny hits her first shot. She's a 44%er from the floor, averaging 16.6. And Southport using a zone press here, and a jump ball is called. Make that 10-second violation. The first turnover of the game gives the ball back to Southport. We're tied at 2, and we have 6:57 left to go in the initial first period. Matheny playing the point right now against the zone. Misty Hiddle, she's a freshman. Almost threw it away, but Matheny stays at top of the key, and she's fouled as she dribbles through the top of the circle. The foul is on Drew Barnes. The first foul call in the game against either club.
Joe, Drew Barnes is supposed to be the defensive specialist of the Marion Giants.
Matheny will inbound the ball across the way for the Southport Cardinals. We're tied at 2 in the first 2 minutes of play of game 1 in the afternoon session. Second game, Twin Lakes against Columbus East. Hiddle with it. Baseline to Wheeler. Out front to Krieger. Now to Matheny. She's walking.
Joe, I think that Marilyn Ramsey pulled a great stud here on Marion by throwing this press on him so soon. It caused a quick error, and now Marion's going to be looking for this press all afternoon.
Are they going to get it?
Just in spurts, I believe. If I know Maryland, just in spurts.
Kathy Thomas on the left wing now to Judy Burns. Inside the Keys. She lost the ball. She was double teamed. Picked up by Callahan. Cross court on the left. Underneath. The shot is rolled in by Krieger. Laura Krieger on a 3-1 fast break. Callahan gets the steal and the assist. And Southport takes the lead for the first time. And here again is that zone press. Marion handles it across the timeline. Judy Burns, a driving one-hander, and she ties it at 4. Judy Burns, a 13.5-point scorer, hitting better than 57% of her shots from the floor. This Marion ball club is the best shooting club in the tournament, and they're traveling on Matheny and Southport as she drug her pivot foot. We're tied at 4. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Southport won the Decatur Central Sectional, the Center Grove Regional, and last week avenged one of their 2 losses in regular season play by beating North Central, a finalist a year ago, in the championship game of the Ben Davis semi-state. Marion with the ball now, won at Mississinawa, Huntington North, and Fort Wayne Northrop. We have a foul underneath, and it's against Lisa Callahan. Her first, and the first against the Southport Cardinals. Marion 24-0, the only undefeated team left in the field of Final Four. Southport lost twice to Perry Meridian North Central and avenged both losses later on by 13-point margins. They try to go in low to Trina Keys. A steal is made by Misty Hiddle, and a foul is called against Trina Keys. Her first and the second against Marion. Let's look at the replay.
This is definitely, Trina Keys was trying to post up, and she just got her leg out there a little too far, but that was a fine defensive play.
Southport with a chance to regain the lead. Hiddle, a lob underneath, and a wild shot off the glass by Jane Wheeler. And the ball is stolen back now by Matheny. 3-on-1, and they throw it away. Laura Krieger couldn't handle the ball underneath. She had a sure 2 points, a cinch layup, and I think she tried to get it up a little quick.
Oh, I think we're seeing just a little bit of the jitters right now, and they're going to settle down and get those passes in right.
Kathy Thomas on the near side to Judy Burns. She drives the baseline to Keys. Out front to Thomas. Southport using a man-to-man. Double team, baseline left, bad pass, but it's controlled in the backcourt by Thomas. Cross front on the right side. Drew Barnes misses short. And a jump ball and a rebound as Wheeler and Linda Williams go to the floor battling for the loose ball rebound. They'll jump it up in the Marion circle. We're tied 4-4, 5:02 left to go in the first 8-minute period. Southport and Marion in game 1. Jane Wheeler, a last-minute replacement for Linda Mallender, and they'll jump it again. This time Marion gets the tip. Kathy Thomas out back to Judy Burns. They almost threw it away. Back to Thomas, deep in the right corner. Burns back to Thomas, who fires a baseliner. In and out won't go, and Wheeler with a rebound. Here comes Southport. Matheny handling the ball on the dribble drive. Little 12-footer, won't go. Rebound underneath. Matheny puts it up. A wild shot missed, and Trina Keys comes down with another rebound. Well, Marion had Judy Burns deep and in the clear, but they couldn't get it down floor quickly enough.
What a rebound.
Drew Barnes to Keys, or to Williams, who rolls one off the rim from 15, and Wheeler comes down with another rebound for Southport. We're still tied at 4 apiece. 4:18 to go in the first quarter. Long push shot from the right wing, won't go by Laura Krieger. Rebound, Wheeler, and she scores! The average is 2.1 a ball game. A 5'10 junior put into the starting lineup. She's come up with 3 rebounds, and now her first basket to give Southport the lead at 6-4.
Well, they're going to have to do that just to give the confidence to Southport.
A blocking foul on Lisa Callahan. That's her second. Southport with Linda Mallender already now into the ball game. She's going to try to play bad leg and all. Southport, I was about to mention, Jan, can ill afford to get one of their starters in foul trouble.
Oh, they definitely can't, and that was a good try, drawing a charge. We're seeing more and more of that in girls basketball.
Marion trailing by a basket, looking to get the tie. Barnes, or rather, good. Judy Burns, rather, and that's her second basket. 6-6 tie. Matheny controlling the dribble out front for Southport to Mallender on the left wing. The zone being used by Marion. Matheny, an 18-footer, short off the front. She follows her own rebound. Tries to go inside to Callahan. Bad pass, but Callahan gets it back and is fouled by number 22, and that's Kathy Thomas of Marion. That's the third foul against Marion.
You know, we're seeing two totally different kinds of style here. We're seeing Southport, who's an outside game, and we're seeing Marion, who plays an inside game on offense. And that time, I think Southport's going to have to go into the middle a little bit more, just like they tried to do.
Mallender on the left wing to Matheny. She drives, puts up an off-balance shot, won't go, but she draws the foul. And we'll have our first free throws of the ball game.
Fouls on Linda Williams.
Well, 4 of the 5 starters for Marion now. 1 foul each. And Amy Matheny, averaging 66% for the free throw line, will be up there. She has converted 75 of 113 on the year. That's his coach's gray hair.
That's a case of the nerves. You could tell her knees didn't bend very much on that free throw.
A little stiff-legged, huh?
That's right.
Oh, she's short again. Rebound, knocked back and picked up in midcourt by Judy Burns of Marion. She'll take it all the way to the hoop, and she scores. She's got 6 points early in the game, and Marion has regained the lead at 8-6.
Matheny seems to be accepting the full burden of the offense for Southport without Linda Mallender in there.
That's right. She's doing a fine job, too.
The Mallender fires. Got it! She hit her first shot. She doesn't have much mobility with that bad leg, but she popped in a nice 17-footer for the left wing on that time. We're tied at 8. 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Marion with the ball. Drew Barnes to Burns. Now to Trina Keys. Baseline shot from the left side. Won't go. Rebound Linda Williams. Back up and out. Rebound Keys, and she scoops it in. She's the dominant factor off the board so far. She's got 4 points to go with Judy Burns. Waiting 2:24 left to go in the first quarter. One of your network hosts for today's telecast, Coca-Cola Bottlers of Indiana.
The Bottlers of Tab would like to acknowledge all the athletes and their families for their commitment and their sacrifice on the long, hard road to the Winter Games.
Tab Cola, what a beautiful drink. Tab Cola for beautiful people. Tab, you're beautiful.
You are the best, and we salute you.
Bigfoot's coming.
It sounds hungry.
I'm hungry.
Got bologna?
All right. It's not Eckrich, Mom.
The eating machine can tell?
I can tell. Boy's right, Becky. I'll get some Eckrich.
Firm, meaty Eckrich bologna. Made with only selected cuts of meat. No cereal fillers. Taste the difference.
That's Eckrich. That's our boy.
Our eating machine.
Oh.
Eckrich bologna. Taste the difference.
Another look at that play. They call a jump ball. Trina Keys will be jumping with Amy Matheny. It sure looked like a foul from here. 10-8, Marion leading. 2:24 left to go in the quarter. Keys, with her 6-foot height, controls the tap, although she almost tapped it too hard. Judy Burns brings it up on the dribble drive now for Marion. Kathy Thomas with it. Back to Burns. Ball tipped away, but grabbed by Drew Barnes. Now to Burns. Back to Barnes. To Keys, or to Williams, rather. Around the horn it goes. They try to go in low to Trina Keys on the left side. It's tipped away by Southport.
We've got Southport widening out their zone here to take care of Trina Keys getting the ball there on the side. I'm sure that's why the timeout was called, to help that.
the freshman, number 24 for Southport, Misty Hiddle, is going to have a tough job trying to guard against Trina Keys. They're doubling up now with Lisa Callahan underneath. Burns, the right corner, a running one-hander off the heel of the rim by Barnes. Drew Barnes, and Southport comes down with a rebound. Misty Hiddle with the board. Well, the Cardinals can tie with 1:45 to go in the quarter. Mallender baseline shot. She's 2 for 2. Well, bad knee and all. They need her scoring in there. She's averaging 18.8 and has shot 54% from the floor. And she's 2 for 2 in this ball game, and we're tied at 10. Keys, baseline jumper. Got it.
They've got to keep her from getting the ball.
She's a sophomore, 6 feet tall. She had 6 points in the ball game, 12 to 10. The Giants of Marion leading by a basket. Matheny on the right side to Krieger, who missed a little running push shot, and Marion with a rebound. Slowing it down now, bringing it out, setting it up is Kathy Thomas.
2 players have done all the scoring for the Marion Giants, Burns and Keys.
All tipped away again as they try to double team Keys. Baseline left, Hiddle tipped it away. And here comes Jan Wheeler back in for the Southport Cardinals, and she's going to give Lisa Callahan a rest.
I'm very impressed with this number 24, the freshman from
Misty
Southport.
Hiddle, yes.
Boy, she is something else under the boards.
Nice good pass behind the double screen. Shot is open and in by Judy Burns, and she has 4 first quarter field goals for 8 points. Marion now has the biggest lead of the game of 4, 14 to 10. Well, the well-conceived play behind the double screen. A long one-hander by Mallender is missed. We got a jump ball on the rebound between Laura Krieger and Southport. And Judy Burns, who's got the hot hand right now for Marion. Jumping it up in the Southport end. Boy, the Mallender girl can barely navigate. There's a tap controlled by Marion. Underneath. A shot is missed. Ball knocked loose. On the baseline. Goes out of bounds to Marion. Well, Drew Barnes missed a relatively easy shot underneath. And the rebound, lucky for Marion, knocked out of bounds by Southport. They'll put it in for the right side baseline. Oh, a lob to Keys underneath. Shot blocked on the way up and a foul call.
That is a beautiful out-of-bounds play.
Foul is on Jan Wheeler. Her first, the third against Southport. And Trina Keys will shoot a pair. She's a .477% from the line. 32 out of 67. 56% of her shots have gone into the floor. An impressive thing about this Marion ball club, 4 of the 5 starters shooting way over 50%.
They take shots like they know they're going to hit. Very confident.
They've got the best shooting ball club in the Final Four, percentage-wise. Judy Burns at over 57% leads the way. Keys in and out with a second one, and they're going to give her another one. Somebody in the lane too quickly. You're keeping score. That's not charged. It's a miss. 14-10, Marion leading. And she missed the hat trick. Rebound Southport, 14 to 10. Cardinals trail by 4. They need a basket. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mallender at the point. Flipping on that bad knee. Inside pass to Hiddle, tipped away, grabbed by Keys. Long pass up court. Mallender can't get back for it. Now she blocks the shot. Going under for the attempted layup was Drew Barnes, and Mallender trailing on the play just got there in time, and Barnes hit that padded support rather hard after missing the shot.
She just got in the way, and Mallender just got her away, and she made her go a little bit too far under.
There's a double screen on the right side, open for the baseline. Good. That's Drew Barnes. It's the second time they've worked that play. Judy Burns got the first one down, 16 to 10. Marion leading by 6. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Matheny, they have to get rid of the ball in a hurry. They're not aware of the clock. And the Georgetown Southport never got the final shot off. They never looked at the clock. And so, a disgusted Marilyn Ramsey welcomes her players back to the bench, and after the first 8 minutes of play here at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, the score, Marion 16, Southport 10. One of your network hosts today is Farm Bureau Insurance.
Uncle Harry's in the manufacturing business, so he asked Farm Bureau Insurance about group life and disability. Hillary set up her own retirement program with Farm Bureau Insurance. Brother Merle's a farmer, so he talked to Farm Bureau Insurance about estate planning. And then there's Cousin Joe. Joe's never even thought about Farm Bureau Insurance. But there are a lot of things Joe's never thought about.
An investment in a 35mm camera means you'll want only the best in photo finishing. So turn to Hooks for expert processing by Levers. Levers professionals process and hand inspect so you don't pay for your mistakes. If a problem is suspected, you'll receive a helpful hints pamphlet to help you solve it. And Levers uses only Kodak paper for the good look. Remember, expert photo finishing is as close as your neighborhood Hooks dependable drugstore.
Joe McConnell along with Jan Connor, the coach at Benton Central, and Hilliard Gates as we start the second quarter of play-by-play. Southport trailing Marion by 6. The Giants own the ball. And there is a short shot that rolls off by Judy Burns, who had 8 points in the first quarter. And so Southport now brings it up trailing by a half dozen.
Linda Mallender is out of the lineup now for Southport.
Matheny in and out from 18 feet away, and Trina Keys with another big rebound. She's got 5 or 6 already. Shot to the left side, it won't go by Kathy Thomas, and we have a foul on the rebound.
Could be on Jane Wheeler.
These Marion girls are so good. If you'll watch number 15, she'll come right around, position out, and just draw the foul. She got in there just at the nick of time to get the rebound.
That's 2 on Wheeler. The 5th team foul in the first half on Southport. Lisa Callahan also has a pair. Marion will put the ball in play, baseline right, leading 16-10 early in the second quarter. Thomas at the point. Bad pass, tipped up in the air, grabbed by Misty Hiddle, stolen by Southport. Now Callahan with it, cross court, bad pass, but she got away with it. Wheeler saves it, now to Callahan, to Hiddle. Southport in the attacking zone. Hiddle down the lane, good! She hit a running 12-footer and drew the foul. The freshman scores.
Now look at this. This is a freshman who simply takes the middle. She drives right up, puts the ball up when she knows she's getting fouled, and what a fabulous girl. She's got a great future ahead of her.
Foul was on Drew Barnes, her second. 15 foul against Marion. Misty Hiddle, averaging 8.3 and better than 7 rebounds a ball game. A 56%er from the free throw line, trying for a 3-point play. She doesn't get it. Rebound, Callahan goes up for the rebound shot. It won't go. Rebound, up and in. The basket is scored by Krieger. Laura Krieger, her second basket at Southport, trades the missed free throw and gets a 4-point play. So they bother Marion on their full court zone press.
That's right. Every time they make a shot, Southport's going to put on a press.
16-14 the score now. And a backcourt turnover by Marion. Traveling with the ball, Kathy Thomas, and the Giants are a little bit pressured right now. Southport quickly now has a chance to tie. Baseline right, the Cardinals will inbound the ball. Matheny in the lane. Heavy traffic, puts up a shot. She forced it and traveled on the play. They give it right back to Marion.
Amy Matheny's doing everything but selling popcorn right now.
16-14, Marion Giants leading. They own the ball. Kathy Thomas, the point guard. They've got a double high post now, Williams and Keys. Now they're working around the perimeter. Burns to Williams, cuts through the lane, bad pass. Saved baseline right by Drew Barnes. She tries to go inside with it. And the ball slapped out of bounds by Southport. Marion gets it back, baseline right.
Marion is definitely looking to Keys all the time. And when they can't get her, they get the outside shot because Southport has to sag so much.
Burns out back to Thomas, back to Burns. She missed an 18-footer, rebound Williams, she scored. Nice rebound basket by Linda Williams, her first 2 points of the ball game. 18-14 Marion, 6:24 to go in the half. Laura Krieger with it. Out of the point to Amy Matheny, drives in heavy traffic, and she's called for another turnover, traveling call.
This is a move that Amy Matheny's been making for 4 years, and I don't think she's used to getting called traveling, and I think that she's going to have to slow down here just a little bit until the ref forgets that she travels.
You think she may be just rushing it just a wee bit?
Well, I think all the Southport players are hurrying their offense.
Yes.
Keys out back now. Around the horn it goes. It's Kathy Thomas, number 22. Drew Barnes. Now to Judy Burns. She misses out of the corner. Now there's a foul on Trina Keys, and that'll be her second. Over the top.
This is kind of good. Here's the long shot. And if you watch the freshman, there she is again. She's under there positioning out, and Trina Keys just tried to jump above her and didn't make it.
And that puts Southport on the free throw line. The 16th foul in the first half against Marion, so Southport goes into the 1-and-1 with 5:58 to go in the half. And we're going to have our first substitution by Coach Sally Wisey. Rita Keys leaves.
That's a very smart move on the coach's part because she doesn't want Keys to get her third foul here real quick and hamper her play in the second half.
She puts a 6-foot senior, Ann Jones, into the lineup. There's the first free throw of the ball game. Misty Hiddle scores it. She is 1 for 2. And now here comes the second shot, the bonus. It's 18 to 15, Marion leading by 3. The freshman from Southport fires, and it rolls off to the right. Linda Williams with a rebound for Marion. And a foul at midcourt on Misty Hiddle, and that's the kind of foul that will drive a coach right up the wall. That was really a useless foul at midcourt at that point.
They just simply didn't get the trap set in time, and number 22 was smart enough to drive right through him.
And more importantly now, that puts Marion on the free throw line with a 1-and-1 for the rest of the half with 5:52 to go. And at the free throw line is Kathy Thomas, one of their better free throw shooters at 64.7%. She missed the first one, however, and Lisa Callahan claims the rebound for Southport. Cardinals trail by 3. Marion sets up their 2-3 zone. Matheny now operating in the baseline. Out front to Laura Krieger, back to Matheny. She fakes, and she did travel that time. She looked inside, then started to move out towards the top of the circle, and she moved before she put the ball on the floor.
I think Amy is definitely pressing a little too much, but she's such a good shot, she ought to take a few out there and draw the defense out.
Thank you, Coach. Kathy Thomas. To Williams, back to Thomas. To Burns. Cross court, back on the weak side. Open, the shot by Thomas. Short. Rebound, Lisa Callahan.
Marion pretty patient with her offense, though.
They worked the weak side real well that time. The shot just went there. Matheny on the drive. Rolls it off. Rebound. Wheeler. She got it. She fouled on the play. 1-point ball game. 18-17 Marion. And Wheeler will have a chance to tie. The foul on Ann Jones.
One of Amy Matheny's better attributes here is that she can hang in the air. And that time she just put it up a little too hard. But what a rebound. Right up and over everyone. And then she just put it in as she got fouled.
That's 4 points for Janie Wheeler. The surprise starter today. And the shot is missed off the heel. Rebound, Southport. Krieger scores! Laura Krieger with her 6th point. And the Southport Cardinals regain the lead. 19-18 with 4:58 to go in the half. Down court on the left side. And moving right into Lisa Callahan, and traveling is called. Good call against Drew Barnes, who didn't put the ball on the floor before she started to shuffle her feet.
That's right. Marion's calling a timeout, and I know they're going to try and work on trying to get the ball in the middle of some more.
Well, Southport down by 6 in the quarter, 16-10. Playing with one of their 2 stars injured, Linda Mallender, and they have battled back now. They lead it 19-18 with 4:50 to go here in the half. And Hilliard Gates, last year, the Final Four maybe not quite as competitive as this year. We did have one great game in the afternoon last year, but the other 2 were rather one-sided.
That's right. These 2 teams are gaining momentum, I think, as the game progresses. The basketball is getting better. The quality is improving. And I like the way the Marion team keeps the defense spread out and also is patient with their shots.
Coach Jan Connor, if you were coaching Marion, how would you go about trying to defend this Southport ball club?
Well, right now, you know that they're doing a good job at defending their offense. Southport's getting their shots off of the fast break, off of just the rebound on the free throw. And I think Marion is definitely going to have to come out. They're going to have to position better on the offensive boards because that's where Southport's scoring right now.
One of the things that we'll get into sometime later on this afternoon, maybe a bit tonight, is this poll that you originated with 15 of the various coaches scattered throughout the state. Understand the 2 wire services weren't too interested in it, so you kind of got together and started your own poll. And, of course, Southport finished ranked number 2 at the end of the year.
That's right.
Baseline, Lisa Callahan shovels off to Matheny, who scores. Amy Matheny right down the lane on a nice feed pass from Lisa Callahan, and Southport now with a full court zone press. They kick the ball out of bounds in the backcourt. Marion gets it back, but Southport now leads it by 3 after trailing by 6.
Well, Southport split the defense beautifully there, and I think they're going to go to that technique more and more.
Still working the backcourt zone trap. There's traveling. Judy Burns walked with the ball before contact was made, and Marion right now very shaken. I don't know if I'd call another timeout.
Well, that's what the full court pressure will do.
Yep. Now Matheny fires on a run. Missed a 20-footer. And she gets the rebound back, has it knocked loose, and she dove out of bounds trying to get it back, but it goes to Marion.
Again, Amy Matheny is doing everything here. She is such a fabulous ball player. What a guard. She takes the middle like a big girl.
And here comes the key to Marion's title hope. Trina Keys back in. She's back in with 2 fouls. She is the dominant player under the boards.
If I was Southport, I believe I would take this first ball and I'd take it and get it and go right to Keys and hope we can get that third foul. We have an M&M on the floor. Came flying out of the stands.
Your Benton Central Ball Club, you had another good ball club up there near Fowler in Oxford, Indiana. And I understand you lost your star player just prior to the regional?
That's right. The day before the regional, she sprained her ankle and couldn't play.
Well, we've got the floor cleared here at Market Square Arena. Set to resume play. 4:18 left to go in the first half. Southport trailing by 6 1/4. But they have outscored Marion 11-2 here in the second period. And now the Cardinals using a zone. First time we've seen that. They've changed it up defensively. Burns tries to drive against the zone, got inside and traveled, getting the shot away.
Burns simply put her head down that time and forgot where she was, I think.
The Cardinals lead it by 3, and Amy Matheny across the timeline. To Hiddle, inside, 8-footer, she got it. She's got 5 points all in this second quarter. The freshman from Southport now gives the Cardinals a 23-18 lead.
Yeah, that's a set play, isn't it?
Definitely, I do believe it is because Amy never had any intention of shooting that ball, and the middle opened right up.
Burns in the right corner to Williams. Back to Thomas. Southport in a man-to-man again. Baseline to Keys. Got it. Oh, nice shot. Not much arch. But boy, she hit a nice jumper.
Shades of LaTanya Pollard.
Yep. Trina's got 8 now. Baseline, Wheeler. Double team over his shoulder to Callahan. Scores! Lisa Callahan's first basket. 25-20. Southport right now in command of the ball game.
Definitely, they're moving the ball so well.
Again, the ball knocked it out to the backcourt. Marion will retain possession. 3:07 to go here in the half. Southport in this quarter. 15 points.
Marion is going to have to do something to get their girl open for the inbounds pass. There,
go to the
that's
middle.
it.
They tried to draw the charging foul. The ball stolen back. She took it away from Drew Barnes, and it's stolen back by Thomas. Knocked loose on the floor. Marion comes up with it. Thomas trying to dribble out of traffic and is fouled. And if that's on Callahan, that would be her third. It is.
And that's going to hurt. Here goes the pass, and number 22 just simply stepped in there. She anticipated the pass very well, and then she got in trouble, but boy, she came out of that.
Lisa started to reach for the ball, tried to yank her arm back, and knew she'd been caught with her hand in a cookie jar immediately.
That's one of the things we teach our kids is when don't get your hands in there and try and go for a jump ball. Just go for the trap.
Here comes the second substitution for the ball game for Marilyn Ramsey and the Southport Cardinals. It's Rhonda Lowry, a 5'9" senior, averaging better than 3 points a ball game, replacing Callahan, who sets down in foul trouble with 3.
Marion's only scored 2 field goals and 4 points in the second period.
And they've been outscored 15-4. Free throw in and out, won't go. That was Kathy Thomas, who just missed her second free throw. And we've got traveling again. And it'll be Southport ball. Matheny wound up with it anyway.
Yeah, this is the most traveling I've ever seen in a ball game.
Even the Bison never walked, huh?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Krieger to Hiddle. Inside to Wheeler. Over Keys. Shot blocked out of bounds by Trina Keys. But she's got to be careful because she's got 2 fouls and she can ill afford to get that third.
Southport has added an additional pass or 2 to their offense. They're moving the ball more before they take the shot.
That's right.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Marion's Drew Barnes. Southport will play it in from their own baseline left. 25-20, Southport leading. 2:38 to go in the first half. Twin Lakes against Columbus East in the second game. Hiddle on the inbound pass, but she banks in a little soft 6-footer on the left side. Well, she's got 7 points, which is just about a point under her game average, and she's got all 7 here in the second quarter. Marion now trails by 7. Inside pass knocked loose by Hiddle, and going for the loose ball, we have a foul called on Judy Burns of Marion. That's her first foul. Let's take another look at it, Jen.
Amy Matheny got a hand on that ball, and she tipped it out, and both girls were going for the ball, and I don't know who you'd call the foul on there. That's one of those judgment calls.
One of those either-ors, but it did look like Judy may have reached around and therefore drew the foul. At the free throw line, Laura Krieger, a 60%er. Missed it. Neither team hitting their free throws. Hiddle scores. She got the rebound, and she is the star player right now for Southport with 9 points. Here in the second quarter, and Southport leads by 9. This time, Marion beats the press and traveling underneath Linda Williams.
What a pass. She totally had the defense confused.
Well, a timeout has been called. Southport calls a timeout with 2:09 to go in the half. Southport leading Marion 29-20. And one of your network hosts for this telecast is American Fletcher, National Bank.
If you had American Fletcher's combo account, you'd have your checking and savings in one handy book.
Where's the withdrawal slip?
You'd only have to remember one account number for both.
I deposited $60 on the 20. There was that $20 on the 60.
And each month, we'd send you one statement that tells you everything about checking and savings.
Withdrawal slip.
If you had combo, you'd never have to figure checking service charges because there aren't any. The combo from American Fletcher. Maybe you should have it.
I just had that darn thing.
If you've had it.
Ladies, start your ovens. Sharp presents the top 5 microwave ovens. In 4 of the ovens, you have to turn the food to get even cooking. But there is one that turns the food so you don't have to. Sharp's Carousel. And while Sharp has a temperature probe and auto touch controls with memory, only Sharp has the Carousel system. If they knew then what they know now, they'd look at Sharp Carousel. It turns the food so you don't have to.
Sharp Carousels from 288 at White Swan Hardware, Fort Wayne, and Rogers TV, Warsaw.
Joe McConnell along with Jan Connor and Hilliard Gates from Indianapolis Market Square Arena. Southport ball inbounds. The Cardinals lead 29-20. We're in the final 2 minutes to play in the first half. Krieger fires from the right side, in and out, won't go. Hiddle slaps it up, grabbed by Wheeler. It's blocked by Keys. Wheeler gets it back, and it's stolen away, and it's regained by Laura Krieger. Southport, the dominating team right now. They have outscored Marion. Oh, there's traveling called. Hiddle knew it. She put the ball down on the floor. Southport has outscored Marion in this quarter, would you believe, 19-4.
Trina Keys is going to have to be careful because she's trying to block shots, and that's an easy way to get fouled.
The Giants need a hoop very badly here. Inside to Keys, turnaround baseline jumper, short, rebound, Jan Wheeler. And let me tell you, she has done one heck of a job off the bench today in a starting role. Amy Matheny with it. She forces a shot. Won't go, and the rebound comes down to Judy Barnes. Here comes Marion. Barnes, left side, moves in, scores. Nice play. She took it all the way down.
That was beautiful.
Judy Barnes. She has 10 points. Her first 2 in the second quarter. She had 4 field goals in the first 8 minutes of play. Inside pass, stolen away as Rhonda Lowry couldn't hang on to it. 29-22, Southport leading, Marion on the attack. Drew Barnes looking for Burns in the right corner. Instead comes cross court to Kathy Thomas. Open 22-footer. Won't go. Keys with the rebound. She got it. Rita Keys now with 10. She and Burns each with 10 apiece to lead Marion. And Marion battles back now, trailing by 5 at 29-24.
Well, while Southport was controlling the defensive board, but they haven't the last few minutes.
There's Misty Hiddle, and she powers in for another short-range shot. She has 11 points.
That's a smart move. She went right to Keys, and Keys wasn't going to foul her that time.
Misty has 11 points all here in the second quarter. 31-24. Keys misses the layup. And we got a foul call, and it's going to be on Trina Keys, who hit the floor. That's her third. And that is a very, very big foul against the Marion Giants.
Here's the foul right here. As she missed the shot, she comes back over and just grabs the arm. And you just can't do that, especially when you have 2 fouls on you.
Trina Keys, very upset with herself, comes out. And coming in now for Marion is Shelley Rogers, the 5'5" junior, number 12. At the free throw line, Jan Wheeler, 53%er on the year. Misses it. Neither team hitting their free throws worth a lick. Wheeler's now 0 for 2. Pass up court to Drew Barnes. 31-24, Southport, 14 seconds to go. Marion will work the clock down, get the last shot. Burns misses for the left corner, tipped up, grabbed by Rogers. She passes off to Barnes, and the shot is blocked, and a foul is called with 5 seconds to go. The foul is on Rhonda Lowry, her first. A 2-shot foul coming up.
We've got the rebound here, and what a pass. Goes all the way up and dumps it off to the right side. And Drew Barnes just got it blocked, but this is quite a team, Marion. I'm really impressed with how they pass the ball.
Drew Barnes, 47%er from the line, 54% from the floor, averaging 12.3. She has only 2 points in this ball game. She's up there now with a 2-shot foul. Her club trailing by 7 with 5 seconds to go in the half. most of the free throws on both ends seem to be just a little bit long off the heel of the rim, like they're just a little bit tight at the free throw line.
If there's one thing in a basketball game that you'll be able to tell if the girls are nervous or if a little too much pressure than they're used to, and that's free throw.
But there's different sight lines in this arena.
She gets that one. She has 3 points now. 5 seconds to go. Down court. Wheeler fires. It'll count if it goes, but it doesn't. Good effort by Jane Wheeler. And there's the end of the first half. With Southport coming back after trailing 16-10 at the end of the first quarter, the Cardinals of Southport lead Marion 31-25 at the half. One of your network hosts for today's telecast is the Coca-Cola Bottlers of Indiana.
We interrupt this winter to bring you some of the refreshing smiles of summer.
A Coke and a smile makes me feel good. Makes me feel nice. That's the way it should be. And I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola has life. Have a Coke and a smile.
What can you get with $100? A lavish continental dinner for two. Almost. But for $100, you can get a do-it-yourself money market certificate from American Fletcher National Bank. That's right. As little as $100 or as little as 2.5 years. You can earn at this high rate.
No, I don't have
for this effective annual yield. The $100 money market certificate from American Fletcher. It'll buy you a lot of bread.
You're playing games with me, Lisa.
That's smoked sausage.
Not Eckridge smoked sausage.
Phyllis said they taste the same as Eckridge.
Phyllis, wonderful. Try them.
Phyllis was wrong.
Uh-huh.
Eckridge smoked sausage, made with our selected cuts of meat, flavorful spices. Sausage lovers taste the difference.
Okay. This is Eckridge smoked sausage. Listen, do me a favor.
I know. Stay away from Phyllis.
When it comes to smoked sausage, there's Eckridge and all the rest.
Joe McConnell, courtside at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis in the first game of the afternoon session of the state championship tournament for the girls here in Indiana. And a halftime score, Southport 31, Marion 25. Marion led 16-10 at the end of the first quarter. Southport came roaring back to outscore the Giants 21-9 in the second 8-minute stanza. Individually, point-wise, Southport with a little more balance. Misty Hiddle with 11 big points, all in the second quarter. Now, this is a 5'8" freshman starter who averages just 8.3 a game. But she had 5 field goals, 1 of 3 free throws in that pivotal second quarter to face the Southport comeback here at halftime. 6 points for Laura Krieger on 3 field goals. Jane Wheeler, a starter in place of Linda Mallender, who's playing despite a rather severe-looking knee injury. She had 2 field goals, 0 for 2 at the line for 4. Linda Mallender did come in off the bench and hit her first 2 shots in the first quarter for 4 points. Amy Matheny, not a real good first half, although she's had a lot of action. She handles the ball a lot. She's forced up a few shots and has been called for several turnovers, but she has 4 points at the half. Lisa Callahan with 3 fouls has also picked up a field goal for 2. Rhonda Lowry also saw action but did not score. For Marion, Trina Keys, their big rebounder and scorer with 10 points, 0 for 2 at the line, but the pivotal factor here is the fact that Trina picked up that very, very big third foul just before the end of the first half. Judy Burns, who started with a hot hand, had 8 points in the first quarter, added her 5th basket for 10 points in the second quarter. 10 points total at halftime for Judy Burns. 3 points for Drew Barnes on a basket, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Linda Williams, a rebound basket for 2. Kathy Thomas did not score, missing a couple of shots from the free throw line. Ann Jones and Shelley Rogers, both off the bench for Marion, failed to score. So you have Marion leading by 6 at the quarter, and then Southport coming back to outscore the Giants 15-4 early in the second period, and they lead by 6 here at the halftime, 31-25. We'll be joining Hilliard Gates along with Jan Connor and some guests here at halftime, but right now let's pause for this message from one of your network hosts, the American Fletcher National Bank.
How long will the memories linger? How soon will the photographs fade? Have the years slipped through our fingers? Has tomorrow become yesterday?
How quickly the days turn into years. That's why you should talk to your Farm Bureau insurance agent about life insurance before tomorrow becomes yesterday.
Has tomorrow become yesterday?
It's tax sale time at Crumback Simon's Chevrolet. Nearly every new and used car and truck in stock has been substantially reduced in price. The selection is great and prices are low, as our inventory must be reduced before March 1st. And don't forget about the fantastic $500 refund from Chevrolet on remaining specific 1979 Chevrolets. If you want savings, Crumback Simon's got it. Come and get it now during their big tax sale. Prices will never be lower.
Indiana Bank has developed a unique new plan to pay you more on your short-term savings money. Every bank and savings and loan association has a 6-month savings program, but only Indiana Bank has Wonder Yield.
Wonder Yield.
Compare the dollars you earn under the Wonder Yield plan with all the others. On a $10,000 minimum deposit, Indiana Bank clearly pays you top dollar. Check it out.
At Indiana Bank, it's possible now.
Halftime, Market Square Arena, the 5th annual IHSAA Girls Basketball Championship semifinal game. Opening game finds Southport out in front of Marion in a brilliant second period rally, 31-25. They were down 16-10 at the end of the first 8 minutes and came roaring back to take the lead as Marion had been unable to do much scoring in the middle stages of period number 2. Mildred Ball, the assistant commissioner of the IHSAA, has joined us down on the basketball court. Mildred, again, congratulations on a great show. Market Square Arena is a marvelous athletic showplace. We have a fine crowd and an excellent ball game.
Well, thank you. We're very enthused to be here, and we're just so pleased with the rapid progress of girls basketball in the past 5 years. And it's an honor to be able to show our skills here at Market Square Arena.
Mildred, the number of teams that began this tournament increased over 1979.
This is very true. We started out with approximately 389 teams, and now we're down to the final 4.
Will the sport continue to expand in size in the state of Indiana, or do you think it will be stable?
I think that it has fairly well stabilized itself. We may have 2 or 3 other schools participating, but right now we find that most of our member schools have teams in girls basketball.
Mildred, this first game of the semifinal round of the state championship has really been 2 games. Marion won the first period and Southport won the second period.
This is correct. I am impressed with the skills of these 2 teams. Unfortunately, Southport had one of their good players injured. And of course, we'd like to have everyone healthy and participating because we want a fair chance, you know. But so far, the game's been great, and you can obviously see the skills that the girls have.
Well, Mildred, congratulations. You and Pat and Ward and everybody in association with the IHSAA, and best wishes. We'll be seeing you throughout the day.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to invite all you fans out there watching to come on out and support us tonight.
Thank you, Mildred. That was Mildred Ball, the assistant commissioner of the IHSAA. Halftime, it is Southport 31, Marion 25. Let's pause 5 seconds now for station identification. Your network hosts for today's telecast are the American Fletcher National Bank, Coca-Cola Bottlers of Indiana, and Farm Bureau Insurance.
TV 33, Fort Wayne.
Joe McConnell back at Market Square Arena. You see the score at halftime, Southport 31, Marion 25. And I believe Hilliard Gates now has another interview down at the end of the court.
Right, Joe. Thank you very much. Jan Connor has joined us down on the basketball court from the telecast table in the middle of the arena here. Jan, I mentioned to Mildred Ball a moment ago, we've had 2 games. Marion won the first quarter and Southport won the second.
That's right. Marion went to their center, Keys, and she is a fabulous player. I'm really impressed with her jumping ability. But this freshman from Southport named Hiddle, she has come on so strong, and what a job for her as a freshman to come into the state finals, take Linda Mallender, who was their star player, take her place, and to come in and do such a fabulous job. And she scored 11 points in that second quarter, and it's just been a matter of who's going to hit the boards, and Southport has really been doing that well.
Jan, Linda Mallender came off the bench and hit 2 shots. That had to give Southport some momentum, and they responded to that.
Definitely. I think those girls, when they saw Linda come in and that she did not lose her touch, that really poured the confidence on. And Marilyn Ramsey is very smart in not playing Linda that much so that if they do get by this game, she can play tonight.
Now, Marion was patient with her offense, but patience is not a very good offense when you're trailing in a basketball game.
Well, in the second quarter, I think patience is all right. But I still think that they are going to have to go back to Keys, and with 3 fouls on her, she's going to have to be very careful. And they're going to have to get a little bit more out of this Barnes girl, I believe.
Thank you, Jan. We'll be joining you back at the table in a moment. Let's switch it back to Joe McConnell.
Thank you very much, Hilliard, and let's pause right now. And reminder that one of your network hosts for today's telecast is Farm Bureau Insurance.
Here's the first half scoring, ladies and gentlemen, for the Marion Giants.
182-day money market certificates from American Fletcher are easier to get because we're easier to get too, with 60 convenient locations. You can invest in one in less time than it takes to open a checking account. We'll even send you a monthly interest check. Invest $10,000 or more today, and you'll earn at this high rate for this annual effective yield. Why does American Fletcher make investing in money market certificates so easy? Easy. We want to be your bank.
You know you can count on Hooks for convenience and great selection. And our own brand products offer you quality at low, low prices every day. Like the 32-ounce size of Hooks Foaming Bath Oil. All this month it's specially priced at 59 cents. The price will never be lower. And there are 3 fragrances to choose from: strawberry, herbal, or milk bath. Remember Hooks for quality home and healthcare products. And for extra value, try Hooks' own brand products.
Ladies, start your ovens. Sharp presents the top 5 microwave ovens. In 4 of the ovens, you have to turn the food to get even cooking. But there is one that turns the food so you don't have to. Sharp's Carousel. And while Sharp has a temperature probe and auto-touch controls with memory, only Sharp has the Carousel system. If they knew then what they know now, they'd look at Sharp Carousel. It turns the food so you don't have to.
Sharp Carousels from $288 at White Swan Hardware, Fort Wayne, and Rogers TV, Warsaw.
15 of 32 shots from the floor. That's at 47%, 1 of 8 from the line. Marion, 12 of 31 from the floor, 39%, 1 of 6 from the free throw line. So you can see the combined teams here in the first half very, very poor from the free throw shooting department. A 24-16 edge in rebounds for Southport, and that might be the major difference in the game. And Jane Wheeler, who started in place of Linda Mallender, picked up 9 rebounds in the first half, 5 on the offensive board.
She has come on really strong. I'm very impressed with the way she positions, along with the freshman Hiddle. And this is a game we thought Marion would control the boards. And Southport proved us wrong here.
Trina Keys, their great leaper at center, with 3 fouls at halftime, had 5 rebounds. Now, Linda Williams is going to jump center in place of Trina Keys as we start the second half. But Trina's on the bench.
Well, Southport has hit 47% of its field goal attempts, and Marion 39% in this first half.
And Marion's been the better shooting ball club over the years. There's the tip, and it's controlled by Southport. Amy Matheny on the drive, and she scores. She had a rather shaky first half, although she did handle the ball a lot, and she has 6 points now. Southport quickly breaks on top by 8 here. Full court press, and Marion throws it away. And for the Giants of Marion, that is their 14th turnover of the game. Southport had 10 turnovers in the first half.
Marion isn't coming to the ball on the press. They're going away from the ball because that wasn't really much pressure on the ball handler.
Maybe they're giving up the dribble a bit too quickly.
Right.
Matheny outside on the right flank, fires a long one. Rebound knocked loose by Lowry, but it's picked up underneath by Marion. Here comes Matheny on the blind side, and she takes the steal. She's going to take it all the way to the hoop, and she scored. 10-point lead for Southport, and Matheny has the first 2 baskets here in the second half. She's an aggressive ball player.
What a move she put on Barnes.
You can see it coming all the way. There's traveling, pounding the ball, and that is a total of 16 turnovers now against Marion. There's
Here she comes. Matheny comes behind her, gets the ball, which was good, and watch this move. She just simply switches hands and goes up and puts it in.
35-25, the favorite Cardinals leading by 10. Hiddle from outside. Wheeler tipped it up, couldn't control it, knocked it out of bounds. Marion gets the ball. 7:04 left to go in the third period, and Southport has already outscored Marion 4-0 in the first minute.
Well, they're much more aggressive than Marion right now.
Yeah, they are. I think they're playing with a lot more confidence, Hilliard.
Marilyn Ramsey is putting a good move. She's putting a little bit more pressure right now out front on Marion and causing them to get a little bit more shaky.
Drew Barnes in the near right corner, out front to Kathy Thomas, the point guard. Judy Barnes on the left wing, she's got 10 points. Southport tried for the steal. Kathy Thomas fires. Oh, in and out, won't go. Rebound, Wheeler, and that's her 10th board.
She just positions herself so well into that basket and goes right up for the ball and grabs it with 2 hands. I like that.
Kittle to Matheny. Looking underneath for Lowry. Ball tipped loose. Wheeler saves it and bounce to Hiddle. Little short. Ball tipped up. Hiddle with a rebound. It falls in and she's fouled. A chance for a 3-point play. And Southport now has extended their lead to 12.
Here we go. Hiddle just simply keeps the ball alive by going up. And again, she knows she's been fouled, so she goes ahead and shoots the ball. And that is something that's hard to teach kids, to go ahead and shoot the ball when they're getting fouled.
Rebounding, the big difference in this game, and now Trina Keys comes in to try to solve that problem for Sally Lysing. And the Marion Giants at the free throw line, Misty Hiddle, who has 13 points. She's 1 of 3 from the stripe. 37-25, Southport leading, and Hiddle way off the free throw, and a rebound comes down to Marion. Judy Burns rather. Down court, saved by Drew Barnes, back to Burns, now to Keys. Burns to Thomas, back out front to Burns, to Thomas, open for the right corner over Lowry, short, tipped up by Keys, she gets the rebound and travels. Nothing going right now for Marion.
Nothing at all. I think that possibly not having Trina Keys in there right at the beginning of the first half, they were a little bit hesitant on what they were going to do. And bringing her back in, maybe they can get something going now.
Southport handled the press beautifully. Here goes Matheny on the drive. She scores. A foul after the shot. And a blocking foul is called on Trina Keys, who was decked under the boards. That's her 4th.
Here we see Amy Matheny just taking the handoff, driving all the way to the basket. She didn't move at all. She came in. It was definitely a blocking foul because Trina Keys just simply put her back right into Amy Matheny.
I'm not sure the basket should have counted, though. The foul was before the movement toward the hoop.
They allow it. It's now 39-25. Southport has scored 8 unanswered points here in the second half. Ann Jones in replacing Trina Keys, who leaves with 4 fouls. She's the big rebounder and the second leading scorer on the Marion Ball Club. Here's Matheny, who has now 10 points. And still 10. The free throw refuses to fall. Neither club shooting at all from the free throw line. Amy's now missed 3 in a row. 14-point lead for the Southport Cardinals.
Marion's been outscored 29-9 since the end of the first quarter.
And 8-0 here in the second half. There's a shot by Judy Burns. And even though the shot doesn't go, she draws the foul.
You know, Joe, I really think that Drew Barnes or the Thomas girl, they're going to have to take some shots from the top of the key because Southport has dropped their zone and they're clear back behind the foul line. They've got to take some shots from the top of the key, bring that ball in, and get that zone a little bit tighter so they can take some outside shots.
Lowry is out. Lisa Callahan playing with 3 fouls, back in for Southport. There's a shot on the weak side. Good! Kathy Thomas to Drew Barnes, and Drew Barnes got to the second basket. They worked it very well that time to the weak side and got the 10-footer. Here comes Matheny on the drive. She buckles it up and in. She's got 8 points here in the third quarter, 12 for the ball game. 41-27.
Putting on a great individual show right.
She makes a steal right there and draws the foul in the process. The foul is on Drew Barnes, her 3rd, and Southport now completely in command of this ball game.
Here we go. We got Amy Matheny coming all the way across the court. You'll see her here in the picture. She jumps real high, gets the ball, and, of course, there's the foul. And what a player. I am so impressed with this girl's speed, anticipation mostly.
She's a fine player. Last year, Southport thought they might make it all the way to the Final Four and got knocked off by North Central. This year, they returned the favor in that semi-state. But Ben Davis, here's a bad pass, stolen away. Nice play by Judy Burns. Waits and scores.
That was a good move on her part. Very good move.
She has 12 points to lead Marion in scoring, and it's 41-29. Southport leading by 12. 4:47 to go in quarter number 3. In the second game this afternoon, Twin Lakes against Columbus East. Inbound pass, tipped away. Southport retains possession.
Marion's gone to full court pressure, as you see.
Matheny trying to position Lisa Callahan. Now they exchange positions on the floor. The inbound pass comes to Hiddle. She handled pretty well. Left-handed dribble, got it across the timeline, out of the right corner. Krieger hits. She hits the 15-footer from the right baseline. She's got 8.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah,
They're
things
hot.
are rolling for the Cardinals. 43-29, they lead by 14. Ball stolen away by Krieger. She scores! She quickly joins Matheny and Hiddle in the double figures now with 10. Quickly down court, and Jones misses the shot underneath. We got a jump ball on the rebound between Judy Burns and Krieger, Laura Krieger.
Here we go. They bring the ball down court. That's a nice pass. She just kind of mishandled the ball a little bit. That caused her to take too much time.
Timeout is taken by Sally Lacey and Scott Randolph, her assistant for Marion. One of your network hosts for today's telecast is the Coca-Cola Bottlers of Indiana.
To introduce new Mellow Yellow, the world's fastest soft drink, here are Big Daddy Don Garlitz and Bill Grumpy Jenkins, two of the world's fastest drag racers in a fast drinking race. Jenkins takes the lead with super smooth Mellow Yellow, but Big Daddy powers down that smooth lemony taste to surge ahead to victory. New Mellow Yellow. No wonder they call it the world's fastest soft drink. How you feeling, Don? Don? Yo, Don.
Hey, a little hot dog with your mustard? How about yours, Jimmy? You guys trying to tell me something?
These hot dogs
are
not Eckridge.
Back to Eckridge.
Eckridge Franks, firm and meaty, made with only selected cuts of meat. No cereal fillers. Taste the difference.
Now, these are Eckridge.
You guys will eat me out of house and hot dogs.
Yeah, but think of all the mustard we'll save.
Eckridge Franks. Taste the difference.
Long-time broadcasting cohort from Fort Wayne here at Indianapolis, where we're set now to resume action in the third period. Judy Burns in the dark, jumping against Krieger. A Southport, and the ball's tipped loose, and Krieger goes after it, saves it inbounds. No, she's out of bounds. It tumbles in over across the top of the scorer's bench to our right. Marion ball. Southport leading 45-29, 4:12 to go in the third quarter. Marion led by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Southport led by 6 at the half. Drew Barnes missing out of the left corner. Scramble for the rebound. Judy Burns picks it up, drives the right baseline, tries to come out front with it. Call for double dribble, and I'm not sure she did double dribble. Looked like she changed hands with it.
Well, it looked to me like one of the Southport girls, the Hiddle, got her hand on the ball, too. Here we go. There. The ball came through. I don't know
if she touched it with that left hand or not. It didn't look like it. Matheny handles the pressure by getting the ball across the timeline. And now she walks out front. She drug her pivot foot.
She's been traveling. She's not planting her feet, and they're calling it.
So Marion gets it back with a Southport mistake. 3:53 to go in the third quarter. Southport leading by 16.
I thought there was a double dribble at the other end, Joe.
You always did like those official figures. There's a baseline shot, and a foul is called on Jan Wheeler. That's her third. Second team foul here in the second half against Southport. And this will be a two-shot foul for Judy Burns, who shoots 58.3% from the line, 56 of 96. She's also an excellent marksman from the floor, shooting better than 57%. And she has 12 points so far this afternoon to lead her cause. She hits the free throw. It's only the third free throw by the two clubs combined in the ballgame.
You know, Joe, this is something that Marion's going to have to do for the rest of the game. They're going to have to drive right at Southport, try and get them out on fouls.
This is the second shot. Lisa Callahan has it knocked loose by Jones. It's saved by Linda Williams out front. Marion on the possession. And there's a foul again on Wheeler. That's her fourth. So they picked up 2 quick fouls on Jane Wheeler, who had 9 rebounds in the first half.
As good as this Marion club is, here they come around. They're driving right at them again. And this is what they're going to have to do to get Southport to slow down just a little bit.
Back in is Rhonda Lowry, a 5'9" senior, number 14, replacing Jane Wheeler. So Judy Burns, who just hit 1 of 2, will have 2 more coming. She has 13 points to lead Marion in scoring. He hits the first one.
Judy looks like she's assuming the offensive burden now for the Marion Giants.
She had 4 quick baskets in the first quarter here, then was held to just 1 in that disastrous second quarter. In and out, won't go. And we have a foul on a rebound. And this time it's going to be on Marion.
Linda Williams.
Yeah, I believe so. That would be her third.
That's going to hurt Marion, too, because as Keys is sitting on the bench, Williams is their rebounder.
45-31, Cardinals of Southport by 14. They're on the attack. Amy Matheny out front. To Hiddle. Inside pass to Callahan. Missed the shot inside. Linda Williams with a rebound. Yanks it out of there for Marion, and we got a foul.
Williams stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like she might have stepped on a baseline. Tough break for Marion.
Again, that was a fine pass by the freshman. Just a fine pass.
Inbounds pass to Krieger. Laura in the right corner. With a Hiddle. The left angle. She's got it.
You know, Joe, you always teach your kids not to leave their feet. And Southport does it a lot, but they sure are looking good.
Another steal by Amy Matheny, who was all over the court. To Lowry, who was bumped immediately and fouled by Judy Burns. Her second foul. The fourth on Marion. 47-31, Southport leading.
Amy Matheny, again, she comes all the way across the court, jumps up, gets the ball, same play as before. And Marion they must be tired. They're not coming to the ball.
Deja vu. She's done it about 3 times this period. Rhonda Lowry, who hit 6 of 15 free throws in the season, up with a one-on-one. Misses the first one. Hiddle scrambles for the rebound, dumps it off to Callahan, who missed the easy layup. Lowry battles for the loose ball. They'll jump it up.
Lowry went really high that time to get a rebound and went up with both hands. Again, they leave their feet to throw the ball.
Oh, but Lisa wishes she had that shot back.
Oh, I bet so, too.
Jumping it up with a Southport circle. Lowry with Barnes. Lowry gets the tip, and Matheny tries to take it away and is fouled by Kathy Thomas, her third, and the fouls are now mounting up on Marion. Matheny will go to the line, shooting a 1-on-1. Amy 0 for 2 in the first half, has 12 points, 8 here in the third period.
There was a situation where this Thomas girl is such a fine ball handler, and she's quick also, but Amy just got to the ball just a little bit quicker that time.
47-31, Southport by 16. Matheny trying to add 2 more to the total. Well, she can't buy one. Rebound goes to Southport, and Hiddle misses the shot underneath, and they jump it up. Underneath, or is there a foul call? It's a foul, and it's on Williams. That's her fourth. Linda Williams joins teammate Trina Keeve with 4 fouls.
On this one, we see Hiddle makes a great move, great fake around. She comes up, misses a shot. Now, I'm not so sure that Williams didn't have that ball first.
Now they changed it to 3. I wondered about the official stats in the first half. They had her listed for 2. We had only 1. Shot is good. We'll make that 3 fouls on Linda Williams.
1 now, 1.
Misty Hiddle with her second free throw in 5 attempts. She has 16 points to lead both ball clubs. She's doubled her average. 8.3 coming in. And she hits a pair. That's the first time we've had anybody hit 2 in a row today. Now it's 49-31, Southport. Marion being pressured to the backcourt. Judy Burns spins away nicely with a dribble, and it throws it away. Nobody went for it. Linda Williams and Drew Barnes both looked at one another. Was that for me or you?
Little mix-up there on their signals.
Misty has 17 points, Joe. As you mentioned, she's only a freshman and really produced the momentum in the second period that brought Southport from behind.
Absolutely. Amy Matheny handling it. Now to Lowry. To Hiddle, who just barges in. This time she got crossed up and walked with it. You know, you can't always tell. Last year, you recall, Hilliard, Madison Heights, who went to the final game, had every starter back, except for the Graves girl, who was injured and didn't play all that much in last year's finals. But something happened on their way to the state finals again this year with that veteran ball club.
Well, you have to be good and you have to be lucky.
2 of their girls moved away this year.
I understand they did have a couple of moves. They lost a couple of players that way, which is something, of course, you don't foresee.
That's unlucky.
Drew Barnes headed the circle. Oh, Muscles in for a shot. She forced it up, drew the foul, even though she missed a shot. The foul is on Krieger. Laura Krieger, that's her first.
Drew Barnes is doing exactly what the coach wants, you can tell. And she's driving that ball right at Southport, drawing the fouls, and they're going to have to do that.
Well, Drew will get 2. She's 1 for 3 at the line, 5 points for the afternoon. We have 2:15 left to go here in the third period. There's a look at Miss Barnes. 49-31, Southport, firmly in command. Triggers a first one.
I let her hit down. We got 1.
6 points now for Drew Barnes.
Even though Marion's behind, they seem to have the jitters gone so they can make their free throws.
In and out will go. Callahan with a rebound for Southport. They've owned the glass most of the afternoon due to the early foul load. of Trina Keys of Marion. She looked like she was going to dominate the whole game early. Matheny walked again. That's about the 10th turnover for her. She had 6 in the first half.
Jan, is it time yet for Marilyn Ramsey to be thinking about the night game and take some of these regulars out?
I don't think so, not quite yet. She needs to protect her lead a little bit more. We're still in the third quarter, and maybe later on.
There's a jump ball as Lowry just reached over the top and tied up Judy Burns. They'll jump it up in the Marion end. 49-32. Southport by 17 with a minute 53 to go here in the third period. Looks like the Lowry girl, Rhonda, is playing with a jam thumb. She controls the tip though to Matheny. She's going to take it all the way to the hoop. Flying driving layup. Oh. She got 14.
10 in this period, Joe.
Yep. Pass is stolen by Callahan underneath the Lowry, who is really hammered, and she goes up. And no foul. They're calling that ball knocked out of bounds. A blocked shot.
Smallest girl on the floor.
Yes.
Here we go. We got it. What a pass. That was a really hard pass if you can't tell. Very hard pass, and she just simply takes it on up.
A foul now in the inbounds play against Marion. Foul is on Kathy Thomas, and according to my unofficial book, that would be 4.
She's quite a ball handler, and they're going to miss her. I think that they could ruin this press of Southport by just simply letting Kathy bring the ball down the floor.
Shelley Rogers replaces her in the Marion lineup. Heavy foul load now by Marion. Lowry's free throw this time rolls in. The first point.
All of Southport's free throws been hitting the front of the rim. That's just a sign that they're just a little tight. But that one went ahead and went in.
Lowry 1 of 2. And nothing but net on that one. She's got 2 points. Their average is 3.1. And now it's a 21-point spread, the biggest of the ballgame, 53-32. Burns handles the press, dribbles through 4 of Southport players underneath, and Williams who scores. Linda Williams' second basket on a fine drive by Judy Burns. 53-34 Southport. A minute 15 to go in the quarter. Matheny all the way through, hits it on the way up, and then ties up the rebounder. And she and Shelley Rogers will jump it up in the Southport circle, and Amy Matheny is just far more aggressive than anybody else on the floor. Timeout is called here. Timeout for Southport, and here, let's analyze this ball game a little bit, you and Jan. Boy, it was all Marion early, and then Southport took command as Misty Hill kind of turned things around in the second period, and then, of course, the fouls begin to mount up.
Well, they began to control the defensive board, kept Marion to 1 shot, also began to be more patient with their own offense, and began to move the ball 3 and 4 times before the shot, and they began to hit. Joe, one thing we ought to mention, the free throws are being missed, I think, partially because there's such a different background here at Market Square. Most of the high school gyms, there are walls close to the backboard at the end of each end of the basketball court, and here they are kind of situated out in the open. I don't think you get the same sight line.
I agree. I think we have at both ends. When they look up, they see these lights, clock at one end and the signs at the other, and maybe that's distracting their view a little bit. You know, Joe, I think that one thing that Marilyn Ramsey might want to do here, she might want to take her press off. She's got a pretty substantial lead right now, and maybe she should take it off and let the girls rest a little bit, because Marion isn't working the ball around that well right now.
One of the big differences, I think, between the boys and the girls is the physical stamina. And we saw that last year. We recall North Central and Madison Heights battled down to the wire, and Madison Heights came from way behind to win in the 4th period, and they happened to play in the second game of the afternoon, and they had absolutely nothing left in the title game against East Chicago, Washington.
That's right. It's such a difference between boys and girls. It really is.
In that department, particularly when you start talking about that second game. Matheny controls the tap. Southport with a 9-point lead. Lowry, baseliner, misses. Linda Williams with the rebound. Outlet pass will not be saved. Well, we almost had Miss Barnes on her lap.
Miss Barnes is the one. She has been hustling all the way here.
Yes, she has.
She's quite a ball player.
Krieger, guarded by Williams, drives the baseline. Double team, shovels it out to Matheny. Inside pass, Callahan gets it, and rolls off. Rebound comes down to Williams, and she's called for traveling. Another turnover for Marion. Palmed the ball on the dribble, trying to get it out quickly.
I think Southport's going to have to be a little more patient, a little bit more patient with their offense coming up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to work the ball around, use up a little time right now.
Absolutely. You got a 19-point lead. There's no rush. And the ball tipped away from Matheny, and it stayed in bounds. Judy Burns with it on the drive, and she scores. Good hustle there all the way around. She's got 16 points, 6 in the quarters to lead Marion. 53-36, 35 seconds to go. Southport with the ball in the lead. Lowry. Ball stolen away again by Burns. She took it away from Matheny. She goes underneath to the second space time and scores.
Southport can't relax, and I think that's what they're starting to do, is relax a little bit.
18 points for Judy Burns. Now it's 53-38 with 15 seconds to go in the third period. Well, Matheny isn't going to wait for the clock. She fires along with misses. Rebound, Krieger, block. Lowry with a rebound. She scores. Rondo Lowry's first basket. 2 seconds to go, and they don't get the shot away. There's the end of the third quarter here at Market Square in Indianapolis with a score. Southport 55, Marion 38. One of your network hosts for this telecast today is Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Gallaghers are a very busy family. That's why they have one Farm Bureau insurance agent take care of everything. Because when you've got piano lessons, soccer, choir practice, 4-H, and karate, who's got time to think about insurance?
Everyone knows that a smile means you're feeling good. This year, Hook's professional prescription people will fill over 8 million prescriptions. That should help keep a lot of people smiling. And smiles mean a lot to us. If it's important to your family's health, it's important to Hook's, dependable drugstores.
Afternoon ball game. Southport leading Marion by 17 big points. They outscored the Giants 24-13 in the third period. Now, Linda Mallender, bad knee and all, is back on the floor now for the Cardinals.
I hope she doesn't get hurt.
I do too. She did hit 2 key baskets early in the ball game when Southport was really struggling early. Marion, in case you missed the first part of this ball game, led 16-10 at the quarter, but Southport came back to lead 31-25 at the half, and now have a commanding 17-point lead going into the final period. Trina Keys, number 25, back in there to jump center for Marion, playing with a heavy foul load, a total of 4. Matheny down court to Hiddle.
Great body control.
She is something else. That's 19 points for the freshman. Ball stolen away by Matheny. On the breakaway, she gets it. That ought to put it away if there was any lingering doubts.
We've got an injury on the court.
16 points for Hiddle, and the Marion player's down, and the gal is grabbing her ankle, and that's Judy Burns, who has 17, 18 points at this particular stage of the ballgame to lead Marion in scoring, and that would be a severe loss.
She's holding her ankle. Here we go. Watch these hands on Amy Matheny. She just simply knocks the ball away, keeps going for it, and there was nothing to it for her, and I've seen her do that many a times. I've coached against Southport, and it's not easy to hold her down.
You know, we talked about Matheny today, her aggressiveness, and a great player she is. And last year, LaTanya Pollard, of course, got a lot of national press, but I thought the best player I saw in the Final Four last year was Kimmy Land of North Central. And Matheny and Land are similar in that they are very aggressive, hard-nosed type players. I think Kimmy Land is a little bigger and a little stronger, and maybe quicker, and can shoot better.
I had Kim Land come up to our little girls basketball camp and put on an exhibition demonstration for them last summer. What a fine girl. Not only a great basketball player, but she held those little girls' attention and just had them in the palm of her hand, and she just kept telling them that it takes work and lots of shooting every single day to become as good as she was. And then she popped about 30 in a row from about 30 feet out. And
she can really shoot it, and she can change hands on the dribble. She could use either hand inside at 10 or 12 feet, and I understand she had a starting role with the Ohio State Buckeyes this year.
She got it about mid-season when a girl got hurt, and then she held on to it when the girl came back.
All right, Marion's ball inbounds. Shelly Rogers has replaced Judy Burns, who twisted her ankle. They took her to the locker room right away to work on it. Trina Keys back again, baseline left, foul by Linda Mallender. First foul on Linda.
I can't believe they have Linda Mallender guarding Trina Keys. if Linda is not able to move that much, then they shouldn't have her on Trina Keys because she's got good movement.
Trina, I think, was going to pass off, but they're giving her 2 shots anyway. First shot is missed.
All right, stay back till it hits now. 1.
Trina hadn't scored since the second quarter. But she picked up that 4th foul very early in the second half. She missed a pair. Linda Williams gets the rebound, back to Keys. Trina, a running hook is missed. And Misty Hiddle comes down with a rebound for Southport. 59-38, the Cardinals by 21. I would imagine another 3 minutes or so, Ellen Ramsey would probably go to her bench to try to give her starters a little more extra rest. Buffini drives the baseline. Another turnover. She stepped on the baseline. Despite all of those mistakes, she still has 16 points.
I think Marion's going to have to realize they're going to have to come down here and get the ball in the basket quicker.
Kathy Thomas with it now for the Giants. Penetrates, running 10-footer. Just a bit short, gets her own rebound. Short again. Rebound Keys, and she rolls it in. Here, I believe you've got the third quarter stats with you.
Well, Southport's hitting 47%, Marion 42.5.
Well, Southport's 47% for the game. Marion would be at right about 40%. Buffini over the screen misses. Keys slaps it off the glass and then gets the rebound a second time.
I think Southport's going to have to work that ball around more. They're going to have to use up more time on the clock.
Barnes down court. Rogers driving the baseline, forced up a shot, hit the corner of the glass, out of bounds to Southport. No foul was called. 59-40 the score. Southport leading by 19 with 6:26 to go in game 1. Buffini, cross court to Laura Krieger. Hiddle, 15-footer, around and out. Ball was tipped loose by Thomas to Williams. Back to Thomas. Kathy Thomas. Drew misses. Drew Barnes, rebound. Trina Keys, she scores.
She was up above the rim.
Oh, come on, Jan.
I think so.
You got a bad angle.
No,
Yeah, the backboards are out in the middle of the floor.
I've never seen anybody go quite that high.
Long shot by Matheny. She drills a 20-footer. 18 points for Amy. 61-42 Southport. Thomas on the left wing to Keys. Reverse dribble. Baseline jumper. Turnaround not there. Rebound Williams. Oh, couldn't quite get it high enough. Comes down with a rebound, and she's traveling, and it was her teammate Trina Keys, I think, that knocked her off her foot.
Trina Keys tried to get the rebound along with her, and they called it for traveling.
Al Malliner goes back to the Southport bench, and Janie Wheeler, who got the start today and had 9 big rebounds in the first half, is back in. She's playing with 4 fouls. Now Krieger sets it up for Southport, leading by 19 with 5:20 to go. To Callahan cutting through, shot blocked by Trina Keys. Drew Barnes comes down with it, and we got a backcourt collision, and there's the 5th foul called on Trina Keys, apparently a screening violation. She's been knocked down 3 times today, and all 3 times drew the foul. Oh, that's a tough break. And the young gal, a sophomore, 6 feet tall, the dominant player on Marion's team, is fouled out.
Here we go. We got the shot by Callahan. She goes up, blocked by Keys, comes down with the rebound. Now, I think that was just a collision, and Trina Keys just happened to be on the wrong end.
She was on the wrong end all day today.
Excuse me, Joe, go ahead.
She leads with 14 here, 0 for 4 at the line, 7 field goals, but she had to have about 9 or 10 rebounds in there and 4 or 5 block shots.
We almost shot the free throw at the wrong end.
That call at the other end on the screen and the running through the block, it depends who gets positioned first, and it's a judgment call.
And you always have both sides have a different judgment.
At the free throw line is Misty Hiddle. What a big story she's been today. 56%er. She's 3 for 5, and now 4 for 6. And she has 20 points.
What confidence for a freshman.
I'm wondering if that's a career high for her. Average is 8.3. 20 points for Misty Hiddle.
Yeah, play Misty for me.
Yes. Dances on the rim and falls in. Not only that, she's hit 4 free throws in a row. She's 5 of 7 for the game. 21 for Hiddle. And a 21-point Southport lead at 63-42. Drew Barnes Looking for shooting room, can't find it. Ball stolen away by Amy Matheny. Here comes a 3-on-1 Southport break. Matheny hooks it cross court underneath. Krieger scores.
Everything's going right. Everything is going right for Southport right now.
There's a running shot off the glass and in. A fine play by Shelley Rogers. Her first 2 points of the game, and it's 65-44 with 4:44 to go. Southport with a 21-point lead in the ball. They've shown no reluctance to slow it down. Hiddle right at the free throw line, and it won't go. Jump ball between Linda Williams and Amy Matheny.
Last year, they began playing the afternoon games at 11 o'clock instead of 12 to give more rest between the afternoon and night session. And that will be a factor here probably tonight.
It certainly should. I know that we've been playing the regionals and everything starting at 11 o'clock, and it makes a big difference, that extra hour and a half.
And the boys are going to do it this year for the very first time.
I think the boys could use the extra rest, too.
Tip is controlled by Marion. 2-on-1 break. Kathy Thomas waits, shoots, scores. Nice move. She waited until the defender got by. That's her first 2 points of the ball game, and she averages over 8. Marianne Howell, another freshman at 5'11", is in the ball game now, number 10 for Southport. They have no sophomores on the varsity, but they've got 3 freshmen on their tournament team. Howell had the ball knocked loose, but Matheny retrieves it. To Callahan, she traveled.
I don't know how Amy Matheny saw Callahan standing there. She never once looked over there.
Well, she and Lisa have been around together for 4 years. They should know each other pretty well by now.
I remember them well.
Baseline right. Drew Barnes all the way around. Forced up a bad shot. Came way down short. Hiddle down court to Krieger. Saves it with a left hand and scores. Nice move. She's got 14. Her average is 8. Long pass down court. Stolen by Callahan. Off balance. Saves it in bounds, but throws it cross court. It's going to go out of bounds. Marion will get it back at 67-46. Southport with 3:41 to go.
Unbeaten in 24 games, Marion had allowed the opposition an average of only 40 points a game, and here's Southport with 67 already and 3:41 to go.
Barnes to Thomas, baseline left, tries to wheel inside for the shot, and a foul is called on Amy Matheny. That is her first foul, believe it or not, as aggressive as she plays. And another substitution coming in for Marion. Andrea Alter, 5'3" senior, in now for Marion.
I can see that Marilyn Ramsey is thinking about emptying her bench. She keeps looking down at the bench and wondering.
In and out. That's Kathy Thomas. She's 0 for 3 at the line. She scored her first 2 points just a moment ago on a layup. Well, with 3.5 minutes to go, you'd think she might put them in if she's going to. Next shot was to fair. Marianne Howell the rebound. 67-46, Southport. Hiddle out front. The ball knocked loose. A collision. No foul is called. Picked up by Alter. She drives down on Callahan. Blocked by Lisa Callahan out of bounds. Great hustle.
Here we go. We got a little collision here, and these two girls get tangled up. We pick up the ball, we're going down the floor, and watch Lisa Callahan. Watch the ball all the way. She timed that just perfect.
She only averages 5 points a game, but she's the heart and soul and spirit of this ball club. She is a real hustler. Ball stolen and travel call on Misty Hiddle, who did a nice job of getting that hand out in front and starting up court with it, but she couldn't quite get the ball down quickly enough.
You have to say something for these Cardinals, because here they are. They're 21 points ahead, and they are still hustling all the time on the court.
Alter on the left side, shot by Thomas. Won't go. And Callahan with another rebound. Bodies flying and a foul call on Marion. It's going to be on Alter. Andrea Alter. And so down to the far end of the floor, the left end of your screen, left side of your screen will have a free throw shot after this timeout, however, with 3:02 to go. In the first game of the afternoon session, it's Southport 67, Marion 46, and one of our network hosts for this telecast this afternoon is the American Fletcher National Bank.
If you had American Fletcher's combo account, you'd have your checking and savings in one handy book.
All right, where's the withdrawal slip?
You'd only have to remember one account number for both.
I deposited $60 on the 20. There was that $20 on the 60.
And each month, we'd send you one statement that tells you everything about checking and savings.
Withdrawal slip.
If you had combo, you'd never have to figure checking service charges because there aren't any. The combo from American Fletcher. Maybe you should have it.
I just had that darn thing.
If you've had it.
Ladies, start your ovens. Sharp presents the top 5 microwave ovens. In 4 of the ovens, you have to turn the food to get even cooking. But there is one that turns the food so you don't have to. Sharp's Carousel. And while Sharp has a temperature probe and auto touch controls with memory, only Sharp has the Carousel system. If they knew then what they know now, they'd look at Sharp Carousel. It turns the food so you don't have to.
Sharp Carousels from 288 at White Swan Hardware, Fort Wayne, and Rogers TV, Warsaw.
The home team will advance into the championship game tonight, which will get underway at about 8:15, although we'll be on the air at 7:30. At the free throw line, Lisa Callahan, a real hustler. She has only 2 points this ball game, averaging just over 5.5 a game. But she is a real scrapper. Good size gal. Listed as a starting center. She misses the free throw, and Southport gets the rebound. Nobody sealed off the lane that time. And a foul on Marion Howell. Also into the lineup now, just getting into there, is Datha Harrison, number 13. Marion Howell picked up the foul for Southport. Datha Harrison, number 13, a 5'5 senior, into the lineup now for the Cardinals. Little dark-haired gal. Walking down to this end to shoot the free throws for Marion will be Rose Wolfland, who just checked into the lineup. She's a 5'5 senior with a 2-point average. And she's hit 58% of her free throws on the year, 18 of 31. Southport leading by 21 after trailing by 6 at the end of the first quarter. Here's a look at Rose Wolfland. Got it.
You know, Joe, I think Marilyn Ramsey is leaving Matheny and Callahan in. They're her seniors. And I know that she would like to see maybe one of them be an all-star. And the more points they can roll up, the better their chances are.
Shot is in, hitting a pair, the Wolfland girl, and so now it's a 19-point lead for the Cardinals, 67-48, 2:45 to go, and the pace slowing down a bit now. Matheny runs by the pick, can't free herself. Now to Hittle. Inside pass, collision, ball knocked loose on the floor, and we have a whistle on the play. And both girls are shaken up a bit.
Above heads.
Yep. Well, here you know all about that with Isaiah Thomas getting his head busted open a couple
Well, that was Kevin Boyle at Iowa City the other night. I don't think I've seen 2 players bump heads any harder.
Inbounds pass right to the basket to Hittle. Datha Harrison couldn't handle it. Down court, driving underneath and putting up the shot is Kathy Thomas. She scores and is foul on the play. Nice move.
Oh, fine move by Kathy Thomas. She came right at Matheny. Here we go. Kathy Thomas comes right at Matheny. And when Amy went to turn, she just simply went around her. Nice shot.
Second foul on Amy. 2:32 to go. Thomas now with 4 points, all here in the final quarter.
As you build a program, Jan, it's important for Marion to continue to play their game and play with poise and be aggressive and continue to play out the game because you're thinking of next year now, aren't you?
That's right. She's looking at her underclassmen and she's seeing how they're playing under pressure. This is great for the program.
Free throw is short. Kathy has missed 5 attempts today. Southport down short underneath. Middle to Matheny on the right side. The shot is missed by Datha Harrison, and we have a foul on Datha on the rebound. And coming down fastest here will be Rose Wolfland to shoot 1-and-1.
There's quite a little bit of contact on that rebound.
Yeah. Well, the aggressiveness certainly hasn't left us. 2:20 to go. 67-50 the score. And from what I've seen so far, this is a much stronger field, at least 2 of the ball clubs than we had last year. We didn't have a game that had this many points in it last year.
No, by far. Last year, East Chicago totally outclassed the entire field, and which they did all season long, by the way. We played them once last year, and this is much better to watch.
Well, this time Rose doesn't get the roll. She got the first 2. This time she missed it.
Southpaw has reached its per game average for the season here at 67.
They lead it by 17. Closing in on the 2-minute mark. Matheny out front. Now to Datha Harrison. Shoots over the screen. Rebound comes down to Marion. That's Kathy Thomas. Double team. Underneath. Oh, nice pass.
I think Marion's missed the boat here. They should have been having this Thomas bring the ball down like that, you know, beat the press the entire day.
Kimberly Lester got the basket. She's a 5'11" sophomore. It looked like she might have taken the extra step, but they didn't call it. I thought I was watching shades of the NBA there for a minute. Matheny has the ball knocked loose. Out of bounds. We got to pile up into the Southport bench, and let me tell you, this Marion Ball Club hasn't given an inch, even though they're down by 15 with 1:28 to go.
I think this is one reason. Here we go. We got Matheny coming through the middle. The shot is blocked, or a pass, or whatever it was. And you see the collision there. Maryland's going to have to realize that these girls might get hurt.
That's right.
Tonight.
You don't want to see a regular get hurt in a ball game that you have wrapped up.
That's right.
And we have a foul on Marion. It's on Rose Wolfman.
Amy Matheny and Misty Hiddle are still in the lineup for Southport.
And Lisa, well, they took Lisa, yes, Lisa Callahan is still in there also.
Of course, Maryland knows her girls better than we do, and maybe she knows they can handle tonight and without any trouble of getting tired, but I'm afraid they'll get hurt.
Most times, Coach, you're only going to go 8 deep anyway if the game's in doubt.
True.
Lisa Callahan rolls in the first one. She's 1 for 2 and 3 points for the game.
In some cases, Joe, we don't even go 8.
Well, I understand that, but even a real top-notch ball club, if you've got 8 key players, then you figure you got pretty good depth.
Right.
She hits a pair. 69-52, Southport in command. They've led all the way since early in the second quarter. There's a pass stolen by Hiddle of Southport. Now to Datha Harrison, 1:10 to go. Lisa Callahan into the fourth court, throws it away, and a collision after she got rid of the ball. She really steamrollered Rose Wolfman. No harm, no foul, I guess. The officials are watching the ball, and apparently Wolfman girl touched it for Marion, so Southport gets it back.
I think both teams are showing tiredness now.
Yeah. The thing I'll say about Southport, they certainly haven't really used the clock. They haven't set on this league.
Not at all.
They're using a little more of the forecourt now, but it